This is a kit that I don't leave home without when I go exploring or multi-day backpacking, and it's my lightweight survival kit coming in around 25 to 26 ounces. I have a fully built out kit in here with tools, essentials, fire starting equipment that I just want to unpack with you, because I know a lot of you guys have been asking me, hey, what have you done? What have you updated this year, as I've been going out on multi-day trips with my sons, with my buddies, and then day hikes, wrapping it up before the snow starts to fly here in the high country in the next few months. I figured since we're wrapping up one of those particular hikes today, it'd be a great opportunity to share what's inside. Hey, do you like this? I don't think, held the mic in a video. So we're going to pack up and head on back to the gear testing boot camp so that we can unpack what pieces of gear have worked for me and what I've updated this year. So as we're going through this pouch and unpacking everything, I need your guys' help. One, for recommendations if you think there are pieces of gear that I've missed that you would absolutely put in a survival kit. Always appreciate that feedback, and sometimes you guys have the best suggestions. And then two, there are a few pieces of gear I want to put in this pack that I'm having a hard time finding. And sometimes my favorite pieces of gear over the years have been through your guys' recommendations. So please be leaving comments below as we're going through this. Now, the pouch I'm using is a Vertex, I can't remember the series. It's a lightweight, like 2-ounce pouch. I bought it a few years ago. It's holding up really well. And because it's lightweight, and that's part of the purpose, is cutting ounces. You know, some organizers out there, yes, you have like perfect layout and all that, but the pouch itself can be like half a pound. Now, right out of the gate, we got to have some rope, right? So this is an Atwater mini reflective cordage setup. I picked this up. I think they go for about $15. Has a little cutter already inside. This is rated for 100 pounds. It's reflective, so at night I can see it. It's 125 feet, and the best part is it doubles as one of my fire starters, because inside I can put a mini Bic lighter, and that not only is for, you know, searing the tips so they don't fray, but now I have my first fire starter in an emergency situation. So 550 paracord is great. I usually have some of that as well, but I've just found that this, for this ultralight, all conducive compact survival kit, has worked out fine for me for a couple years, and it's what I need. It's enough in this scenario. So that's our first one. And throughout this video, I will have a link popping up. It's in the description box below, over to my Amazon affiliate store, the Gideonstactical store. So at any point in time, if there's an item that you're like, oh dude, I got to have that in the kit, that's linked below. It popped up, and you can jump on over and explore all that through my affiliate program. Okay, so that's the first one. Let's look at, this is a new adaptation that I started this year, and thankfully I haven't had to use it, but again, a lot of these things are like kind of survival. So aqua tablets, duh, for water purification, but using a hydro pack, because I know there's like hydro flasks too, a hydro pack. This is a 12-ounce little flexible water bottle. So initially designed for kind of like runners and things like that. But what I like about it is it's really lightweight, holds 12 ounces, and I can use it for my emergency water purification if I need to. So for some reason, my water bottle, I would probably be using a water bottle because I would have it, but let's just say I didn't, or there's someone else I'm trying to help out, whatever the scenario, boom, I can scoop up my dirty water with this. It's so compact, it fits in this pouch, and then I can put my aqua tablet in there, and then 30 minutes later I got purified water and we can drink it. No brainer. We gotta have a 100% cotton, that's important, bandana. Hundreds of uses for these. I always go high vis, because again, this isn't a evasion kit. You want high vis so that other people can find you, search and rescue can find you, you know, people in your group, name the thing. And so several different things that you can do with this is obviously use it in medical situations, say for a sling, a tourniquet, a compress, lots of aspects in an emergency situation for medical. You can grip your pot using it as a trail oven mitt. So grabbing your pots, pans, things that you're working around the fire with. High vis, again, for trail marking. A pre-filter for really nasty water. Without much trouble, you can make this into a char cloth as well. So if you needed it for a backup fire starter, and tons of other stuff. And this is my navigation and detection little bundle here. And I've got a Brunton button compass, a good solid, not those cheapo, 99-cent button compasses, but like an actual good, like, I mean, this thing's made in America, compass. Then obviously a emergency whistle, a signal mirror. Now, a few pro tips with this. One, make sure that it has a little eyelet so you can actually see where you're like shining, so you can look through it so you're not kind of like guessing. Put some sort of masking tape, packaging tape, scotch tape, whatever, over the glass, and that will protect it from getting scratched. And because if it's in your pouch getting all rubbed on and scratched all the time, it's not going to become as reflective. It's going to lose some of its sheen and become less effective. So I just put this on there, and then when the emergency arises or I feel like I need it, I will peel that off and then use it. Now, on top of obviously, signaling and, flashing at an aircraft or, at a road, whatever it is, or a person, you can use this for medical, like tick checks. I know ticks are becoming like such a problem. So like tick checks would be great for that. Or, you're having to do some sort of problem, you fell and you're trying to discern like what's wrong with my face or what's wrong with this, or how bad is this injury, and you can't see the injury. This is a great backup medical device. Butt wipes. I always have emergency butt wipes with me. Last year, I was hiking with a friend. I had used these and had not reloaded them into the kit. And then nature called and it was kind of an emergency. And so we had to actually go, another example, you could use this for butt wipes, if you had to, not that one. got rid of the other bandana, but you never know. So always have a couple of these so that if nature calls in an emergency, you're able to take care of that. Now, I do want to make one thing real clear. This does not include any medical supplies. I have a whole separate kit for my medical supplies that I take with me every time. Now, if you want to combine those into one kit, you can. I think if you're going to go with something similar to this, then you're going to have quite a bit more space, because my medical kit is almost the same size as this. I mean, I make sure I have everything I need to be able to stabilize probably 80-90% of any injury that would occur, and be able to hopefully keep someone alive for a few hours, to hopefully get, to wherever we need. So just be aware of that. Now, the headlamp, you got to have illumination. I believe you got to have hands-free illumination. There are some great flashlights and, things out there, but when you're in the outdoors and you might have to build a shelter, find shelter, collect firewood, process a fish. There's so many things that might be occurring. To have hands-free illumination, I think, is key. And I've been using these for 2 years now. And this is a Night Core, and it's their UN series, or NU series. This is the 21. They have, I believe, a 20, and I think they have like a 23, something like that. So this is like their middle setup. Pretty inexpensive, under 40 bucks. Very lightweight, has, pivoting capability, a couple different lumen settings, obviously, very easy to engage with and use. And then it does have red light as well. And then it also does have a blinking red light. So again, good for potentially an emergency. Because of its kind of body structure, it is able to freestand on its own, and you can kind of pivot it to use it a little bit like a work light. There is one drawback. Some may argue two, actually, but the first main drawback is just comfort. Even though it has a little bit of a pad right there, and I'm going to actually probably have to jerry-rig something. If you're just putting this straight up against your skull and your skin, it can dig in a little bit and be a little uncomfortable. It's best suited when you're like wearing a hat and you're putting it, and using the hat as a little bit of cushion or a beanie, something like that. It is not the most comfortable headlamp that I own, but it is the one that I basically use 24/7 when I am out there backpacking and camping. Now, it does not have replaceable batteries, meaning it's an integrated battery that you have to consider. And this is where I need your guys' help. I have been looking for a very compact, ultralight emergency USB-C charging, battery bank that's light, compact, and relatively inexpensive, that just lives in here, so I could either recharge this once if I needed to, or recharge my phone once. I had an old model that has finally failed on me. It was an old Anchor from like almost 10 years ago. So I'm just needing to look for something. I've been digging around. I can't really find one. I'd love to find one that's like a thick credit card that's relatively lightweight. So if you guys know of one that has worked for you, leave comments. Throw those down below. Now, along with that, let's go ahead and look at two devices here. I have said for years that I believe when you go in the outdoors, it makes sense to have a plier-based multi-tool in your survival kit. There's some great Swiss Army knives out there that can do different things, but I have found enough of a need to have pliers for different scenarios that I've always had one in my kit. Now, this is obviously top of the line Leatherman Arc, and I actually took it with me on our last backpacking trip up in Wyoming to see how it would really work for that, especially because we were doing a lot of fishing. And if you do any sort of fishing, it's an extra bonus because of how easy it is to manipulate, basically one-handed, all of the tools, especially getting to the pliers. You can literally keep it in your pocket, kick it out, use it. Now, on that same trip, I mean, my buddy needed to adjust, or wanted, you know, the convenience of changing his mounting for his sheath on his knife. So having a Phillips head was really helpful with that. Obviously the pliers to, you know, dehook stuff, be able to grab pots out of the fire. You know, worst case scenario, we actually had to use a plier for a hook that got in my brother's face. Just freak accident. Thank goodness he had his eyewear on, and thank goodness, you know, it didn't, you know, cause a problem. But you know, this really helped get it out. Now you could use cord and different things, but having a pliers really helped with that scenario. And then obviously it has a knife on it, so that's really important. And then it also does have a wood saw. So having a wood saw and a knife in this survival kit, so you don't have to go obviously with the Arc. I mean, there are tons of great options out there. And a lot of it was just for my own personal testing. I was very pleased with that for this, and for now I'm going to keep it in this kit. But the Leatherman Surge, which is even bigger and heavier than this, so if weight isn't as much of a concern, that is like arguably the best survival multi-tool around, in my opinion, because of what it brings to the table. I know there's the Signal. I'm not a huge fan of that model. And then there would be the Rebar would be the other one that I would potentially look into. Now, it's not as easy to manipulate one-handed, which again, if you're maybe injured, that's a benefit as well to the Arc. And it does not come with scissors. So those would be the only two things. But basically making sure that it has pliers, I would say a screwdriver and a wood saw and a knife. If it has those four things on it and is relatively reliable or gets good reviews, even, you know, some of the knockoff stuff that's out there now are very capable. You could look into that for sure if you're on a budget. And I'll link a few of those faves in the description box in that, you know, affiliate link below to Amazon. So along with that, if we have a knife and, you know, needing to resharpen stuff, having a sharpener, this little Work Sharp pocket sharpener, I think that's what they call it. This has actually been working really well for me this year. I took out one of the more compact ones that they have that was a little bit bigger than this and opted for this model, and it's done everything that I wanted to. Honed not only the multi-tool, we've done like resharpen some fish hooks that got like weirdness on them. We did a hatchet, and this has a diamond stone and a ceramic pad, and it's super compact and easy to carry in this little pouch. Now, we're coming to the end here. We've got a few more really important items though. Fire starting, right, along with that Bic lighter, fire steel. I need to get their more compact one, but this has an emergency whistle on it. It has, this is a, what's it called? Light My Fire? Is that what it is? Yeah, Light My Fire model. But I am using an Uberleben wick. This thing, it comes with a bellow, and it's basically a paraffin soaked piece of paper or cord. And so it's super easy to light, and then you can put it in different locations and, you know, get your fire going if you're, you know, really working, especially with like damp stuff. And then if you need to blow on it, you just take the metal tube out and that becomes a bellows, and it absolutely works like really, really well. And this will last quite a long period of time. Very compact, easy to put in this kit, and the fire starter can easily get it going. The Bic lighter can easily get it going, and that has really been like my combo. Now, gear aid, tape. This is designed to basically adhere to most man-made material. I had a huge burn hole, you know, while we were camping in my little chair. Woke up, you know, the next morning, come out, and I'm like, what the heck? And it's like almost the size of a quarter from some burn mark or something. So, you know, having this, bam, now I can still sit on it. It's not ruined the integrity of that chair. Now I don't have a chair for the rest of the trip, or, you know, my clothing rips, or what, you know, your tent has a hole. Having a emergency blanket that is preferably high vis, super, super important in an emergency situation. Not only, again, being able to signal, but be able to keep your body temperature warm, you know, from going too low. And these are great not only because they're super compact. I mean, would I want to spend the night in the woods with this? No, but if it was raining, I can cover myself. It's, you know, waterproof, so the water's just gonna run right off of me. So that's super important. It's gonna reflect back. I think it's like 90% of your heat, so helping keep you warm. You can use it, you know, to build a little shelter if you needed to, you know, just enough for you to kind of hunker down if you're like, I don't need it around me, but I kind of need it to like protect the fire and do different things. And then finally, in that same scenario, the same idea is a high-vis rain poncho. And this is just like a Coleman, I don't know, $2 one I got at Walmart or something like that. But again, being able to keep yourself dry. So, I mean, we combo that sucker up with that. And you know, if I had to trek out somewhere to keep the rain off of me, it's a one-time use kind of a thing, but that oftentimes is all we need. So that is currently what I have in this little pouch. And again, lots of alternatives and options out there. And so regardless if you're new to the outdoors, you've been doing this for 20 years, hopefully this has helped you out and given you some good data and ideas. I can't wait to see the comment section, some of your guys' recommendations on things you think I missed or that you think could upgrade my kit. Always appreciate that, and we might see it in next year's video. So, till next time, check out the other videos, subscribe, and always remember to stay equipped, stay prepared, and I'll see you out there.